Hey there. It's Thursday. No, what is it? Tuesday, January 28th, 2014. And this is the sixth? I don't even have that down. Fifth or sixth episode of Don't Fake.
The Funk. I think it's episode number 6. Yeah, we got special guest Joseph from World of Rock Records on today.
Yes, sir. What's up? What's going on?
All good. Just got done eating dinner, just chilling now.
I was listening to the episode with Waterboxer. I love Waterboxer so much.
Yeah,
that man is the shit.
Yeah, definitely. He's like one of the best guys you could ever met. I look forward to waking up in the morning and seeing his tweets. He gets me started. Him and Joey. Yeah, I like his beach and ocean pictures. Really, he got a really good eye for taking pictures there on the beach in LA.
He does, yeah, he does. He's lucky to get to see all that. I mean, I'm in New Jersey, so I get to see the dirty part of the ocean. I get to see the Atlantic. He gets to see the Pacific. It's so much nicer out there.
You a little bit,
or at least it seems.
On the other side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's going on, man? You said it's 8 o'clock there. Your day's already over.
Yeah, man. I had a long day. University stuff going on. You know, right now it's the exam phase. You know, like end of semester.
So you're really cranking it in. You're trying to get all those. You got the exams coming up and everything.
Yeah, and presentations, shit like that. But yeah, but almost done. Monday, the last one. Then I'm done for this semester.
Nice.
So.
Yeah, I'm on like a lunch break right now. Basically, it's like 2 p.m. here. We're hanging, and then as soon as this is done, I got to get back to work.
What do you do exactly there at work?
Well, I just moved back from New Jersey. I lived in Pennsylvania for like 4 months. I wanted to start fresh out there. Didn't quite work out, so I'm back in New Jersey, basically starting from scratch, working on the record label nonstop. That's the only thing keeping me going right now. Hopefully that turns into something cool. And now that we got Joey Diaz involved, hopefully it'll turn into something really cool. You know, it's just a small record label we started, basically out of a labor of love. I mean, we run a music school in downtown Summit, New Jersey, called World of Rock. And maybe 6 months, maybe a little more than that, we got in touch with a few musicians and comedians and said, hey, listen, we're going to try to start something up. It's going to be, we're going to try to be as fair as can be. Not looking to make $1 million, just looking to, make enough to keep going. And I sent an email to Joey Diaz through his website, like his contact form, like 4 or 5 months ago. And I never even expected to get a reply. I had no idea if he even read all of them. But he got back to us and he said, you know what? I got a new CD coming out. Let's put it out on vinyl. I said, fuck yeah, we'll put that out on vinyl. I don't care what the album title is.
Yeah, you can eat pussy with asthma, payloads, iTunes. Everyone should get it, man. I loved it. I got it. So fucking hilarious. I love his.
It's funny, man.
Liberace bit, man. This fucking shit that killed me.
He carries that on too. It's like 10 minutes.
Yeah, we won't give anything away, but that bit is beautiful. Yeah, Joey's old school like that, man. I'm not surprised he's down for putting it out on vinyl. You know, he's like old school.
Yeah, and when you picture Joey Diaz always talks about listening to classic rock and the experience of listening to an album start to finish and sitting there, you know what I mean? Because to listen to a vinyl, it's not like you're, just putting something on your iPod while you're driving, you're putting it on and you're going to listen to it because you got to flip it halfway through and do the whole thing,
Yeah, it's also nice if you have it there in your collection kind of, and you have a big cover, you can eat pussy with asthma,
I don't even know. He's supposed to get back to me. I haven't heard from him yet. I know he's real busy, but we have to figure out the artwork because the album artwork for iTunes, it's just like the text.
Yeah.
And I think he wants to do something totally different because you got a square foot to work with the vinyl. So I don't even know what his ideas are for the album art. I can't even imagine what he's thinking.
Yeah,
I'm scared.
I heard him mention World of Rock Records a couple months ago, the first time on his podcast, Church of What's Happening Now.
Yeah.
He kind of gave you a shout out, or he kind
Did he? Oh wow, I didn't even hear that.
Yeah. I'm sure he at least one. I can remember.
I'm sure he did. Yeah.
Yeah. He gives.
I don't think he's done it recently though. I think he's waiting for like the right time to announce it. It should be coming up pretty soon though. He wanted to get them pressed by March because he has a couple shows in New Jersey. I think the 6th through the 8th of March, and we wanted to get the vinyls done by then so he can have like a release party type thing. I don't know if we're going to be able to swing it. I hope so. We're going to try.
How many will you?
Yes.
Yeah, Lucas.
How many vinyls are you going to do?
We're going to do 200. There's only going to be 200 of them. So I have a feeling they'll probably go pretty quick.
Yeah, I bet.
At least, we hope so. And if they go quick enough, maybe he'll want to do some more. We figured, you know what, we'll just start small and see what we could do. Because like I said, we're not trying to make $1 million. We're just trying to do something cool. So.
Yeah, Joey's from the start. I don't think Joey's like, yeah, I'm gonna make a shitload of money with my CD. He's just putting it on there, $5, and then you even get the special. What's the name of it again?
You get testicle testaments for free too.
Exactly, you get one of those.
I think we're gonna try to give something away for free with the vinyl, something along those lines. We got to figure out how to do it though. I still got to chat with him a little bit. Did you guys take part in the you guys were around for the 24-hour podcast, right?
Yeah, dude, I called in.
You did, right? Yeah. I think I called in right around the time you. That shit was awesome, man.
Fuck yeah, that was some powerful shit. Like,
that's so cool to see. Yeah. That's so cool to see like $10,000 raised by virtual strangers, you know what I mean? And with every vinyl, every time you get a vinyl pressed, we mentioned it on the 24-hour podcast too. Every time you get a vinyl pressed, you get a couple test copies, and I think we're going to try to auction off the test copies and have all the proceeds for those go to Yuck Nasty. Yeah. So hopefully we can make that happen too.
I hope it goes up a little more. Like, he still needs support. But yeah, it was beautiful to see how many people called in. Bert Kreischer, Eddie Bravo called in right before me.
Yeah.
So
that's cool.
Kreischer called in from Paris or something, right?
Yeah, Bert Kreischer called in from Paris right after nude art session. Like, he got naked and someone painted him, some shit like that. Then
he would.
Sam Tripoli, Red Band. Yeah, a couple of people called in. And props to Ray Taylor for keeping it up. He he was up like for 24 hours straight. Holding up.
Yeah.
It was
by the end of that whole thing, they looked, oh my God. They were done. God bless them, though. I wouldn't have been able to do it.
It was good shit.
Do you guys collect vinyl at all? Are you big music collectors?
I do, yeah.
Not myself, but my parents have a big collection. I remember when I still lived with them, they had like Rolling Stones, Led Zeppelin, huge collection.
Yeah. See, with Joey's vinyl, we figured, nowadays bands come out with usually it's like a vinyl download package where you can buy the vinyl and you get the download of the album. I'm gonna see if Joey wants to do that too. It would only make sense. And I brought up the idea of pressing one of his vinyls on, with color. And then I thought about it. I said, you know what? If we put out a Joey Diaz record, it's got to be black. It's got to be straight black. Because then at least you could tie, Stay Black into it somehow. But I don't know, man. I can't wait to get these pressed.
Yeah, I have quite a lot of vinyls. I have all that, old hardcore and punk albums on vinyl,
Yeah? You got a lot of hardcore?
Yeah.
So hardcore is real big here, especially in New Jersey.
Fuck yeah.
It's still, oh my God, it's huge. The scene's real big. I never really got into it, though.
How old are you? How old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm 25.
Oh, well, are we all the same age? I'm 25 too. Lucas,
Oh, shit.
23.
Nice.
So, yeah.
See, it seems like everybody's kind of coming together at the same time and really making something happen. Because everybody I've talked to, like even Lee Sayat, like he's 25, and
Yeah.
it seems like everything's kind of coming together. It's a very interesting time, and it's cool to see everybody kind of doing their own thing and making something really neat happen. It's cool to be a part of that.
Definitely the whole Death Squad thing is beautiful. Like, yeah, Lee kind of inspired me to do a podcast actually, because there's so many similarities kind of between what he does and what I went through, because he went to college and he didn't really enjoy it, and then now he does something completely different.
Exactly.
And I'm kind of sick of university right now. Just want to get my degree and be over with this stuff, you know.
Yeah, I hear you.
So yeah, man.
I couldn't even handle school. I dropped out of school 6 months into it. I said, you know what, this isn't for me. I went for like IT, and it just wasn't happening. I feel like having, you know, gearing up for an office job is I can't see the point of putting that much effort into it, knowing that I want to do something creative with my life anyway. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. That's the point. You don't want to waste a lot of years, and then after it, you don't even want to do this. You know.
Right. And it seems like now is the do or die time. It's like if we don't do it now, man, I don't want everybody to be stuck doing something they don't want to do for the rest of their lives. You know what I mean? We gotta kind of pick a path and not stray from it too far. You know what I mean? You have to kind of figure out what you want and go for it and say, fuck it, no matter what, this is what I need.
Yeah.
And I don't think anybody really is going to understand that unless you're finally there. You know what I mean? If you have a good idea, everybody's going to think you're crazy until that good idea works. That was like a Mark Twain quote, I think. But it's true.
Yeah, it's true.
It's true. And it's cool to see Lee doing his thing now. Lee's got, you know, a little following of his own. You guys are doing your thing. You know, you got something cool going. And I feel like everything's going to sort of connect in time and make this whole big sort of Death Squad network of cool things that are happening. You know what I mean? It's a really interesting time.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I kind of got into this whole studying thing because I got a scholarship after school, you know. So yeah, I couldn't say my parents kind of were like, man, you gotta take this opportunity, and I wasn't really stoked, you know. I didn't really want to do it, but yeah, you couldn't pass on this opportunity. So now I'm 4 years into studying, almost done. Yeah, and yeah, now it's a little too late to stop, you know. Just gotta get the degree and see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, use it to the best of your, you know, take advantage of it. You managed to get through it. Like I said, I couldn't get through it. You managed to, you know what I mean? Take advantage of it. Yeah. What do you plan on doing after you graduate?
That's a good question, man. I'm doing literature and translation of Romanic languages. So Spanish, Portuguese, Italian, French. And I also added some German to it because I'm here in Germany now for a couple of years. Got the language down pretty well, so...
Well, that's a good thing, though. That's good to have. I mean, I only know one language. They say that... I mean, what is it? Most countries know at least two by the time they grow up, right?
Yeah, especially here in Europe, I guess. Because if you're German and you speak German, there's no other country in the world who speaks German, you know?
Right.
So you're not gonna get anywhere with only German if you're here in Germany. So
that's true.
A lot of people here, they speak English, and most people learn French or Spanish is kind of trending now, I guess. A lot of people studying Spanish at school too. So yeah, that's something important, I guess.
Oh yeah, I mean, especially here. I mean, it would be good if even I knew Spanish, because there's a big, heavy, you know, Spanish population, at least in New Jersey. And I could benefit by knowing that. And I even tried, but I didn't really get too far. But
yeah, it's only helping if you know more language, you know.
Yeah.
It's a good thing.
So, what was I going to say? Shit, I don't remember what I was going to say now. You said this was episode 6, right?
Yeah.
It was either 6 or 7?
6.
I thought I listened to 6. Oh, okay. How long have you guys? You said you're inspired by Lee doing his thing, and what other podcasts do you listen to? Do you listen to any more podcasts that aren't necessarily Death Squad, but the whole kind of group that we have going on Twitter? It seems like everybody's kind of sprouting their own little digital corners where they can kind of go and hit record and be themselves. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Who do you listen to?
Well, there's for sure the big podcasts like JRE, Eddie Bravo Radio, Church of What's Happening Now, Duncan Trussell Family Hour, Your Mom's House, stuff like that, the big ones. And I'm really big into MMA, so I listen to MMA Hour with Ariel Helwani. Good show. Yeah, and then the smaller ones, I guess. Talk to Cleo.
Oh, I love Cleo.
Yeah, she's great. She had great guests, man. She just had Tom Rhodes on. She went to a show and did a podcast with Tom Rhodes, so that's a good thing.
Oh, that's cool, man. I love how easy it is to do that nowadays.
Yeah,
that's so cool.
It's very easy. Just get some recording stuff, bam, done.
Yeah, and like you said, she just went to a show and said, "Hey, can I do a podcast with you?" Sure. It's just cool that so many people are open to that. You know what I mean? I feel like if you went to a Death Squad show and nobody had anything to do afterwards, you'd be able to ask them, "Hey, you want to do like a quick podcast?" Yeah, sure. I just think that it's cool that everybody's so accessible. You know what I mean?
Definitely. And people in the Death Squad community, everyone knows what a podcast is. If I ask around here in Germany, like my buddies at university, I did a little, how do you say, poll, like asking around.
Yeah.
And I asked about 100 students if they knew what a podcast is. And only, I think it was 22 knew what a podcast is.
Wow.
So
I figured that was like a worldwide thing by now.
Nah, man, not at all. Like at least here, like the word podcast, they know some, and if they knew what it was, they're like, yeah, that has some stuff on the radio, right, or internet radio. So so it's not really come through yet here, I guess.
Yeah, podcasts kind of took the place of internet radio.
Yeah,
I mean, I used to have an internet radio show a few years ago with a couple friends of mine, and that whole idea of, just like television, that whole idea of waiting for a certain time every week to broadcast, and then it's like the whole week you got to prepare, and you only have a set amount of time to go over everything you wanted to do. And at least with the podcast, you can say, all right, you know what, let's do one right now, or let's do one tomorrow, and you could have anybody listen to it whenever they want. It just seems like it's a better idea all around. I feel like internet radio is just gone.
Yeah, it's a lot more flexible. You can just do one whenever you want, upload it, and people can listen whenever they want, It's not like
it's going to
tune in live to listen to it,
Yep. And it's going to be like that for TV eventually, too. And I think it's already been, I can't imagine the program guide being in existence for more than 5 more years. You know what I mean? I feel like it's just you're going to turn on your TV, you're going to wait for it to load up, and you're going to pick the program you want to watch.
That's a good point,
I don't think it's going to be any sort of time-based thing anymore.
Hulu Plus, Church of What's
right.
Hulu.
I have Netflix. I don't know. I never got into the Hulu Plus. Netflix is all right, but you kind of get sick of B movies after a while.
Yeah, they have this whole library up there, and you don't have to watch shit on TV anymore.
Yeah, I haven't had cable in months. I haven't had cable TV in months. And now that internet, I mean, I don't even have internet here anymore. I live in an apartment in New Jersey, and now if you have Comcast, it's like every time you sign up, you'll get a modem, like a wireless modem, and it'll also broadcast a public hotspot at the same time. So I've just been picking that up for a few months now.
Yeah,
so I've been without TV, I've been without internet, and I haven't had to pay for it. So I think eventually everybody's going to kind of get wind of that and be like, you know what, there's a better way.
Yeah, we got kind of here, there's a lot of students living here in the area, so we set up one internet connection, everyone can get into it, So everyone pays like $2 a month. And it's between...
Oh, yes. Yeah, there you go.
So yeah, if everyone would do that,
But yeah, it also, you have to kind of just make it easier for everyone, you know?
Yeah.
So if people would be more like that, a lot of stuff, like more like community based, yeah, let's do this and everyone will have a part of it. And everyone puts like $2 a month into it.
Yeah.
We all have internet, you know? It's fucking easy.
I'm just glad that my internet hasn't given out because the signal is not too strong. I'm surprised I'm getting away with a video call or a Skype call right now.
Yeah, no, we're good. We're not live. No one's tuning in.
Yeah,
that's another
true.
point because the first one you listen to a water boxer. We actually did that one on someone's JT Buff, aka Meatloaf's Ustream. We actually streamed that one live, and I recorded at the same time. But me and Lucas, we kind of figured it would be easier to just record it, then upload it on YouTube or wherever, you know, and people can just listen whenever they want. Because a small podcast like this, I don't know if it's worth really streaming it live. You know what I mean?
Right. I mean, like I said, when I had a radio show, we would stream live. Because, I mean, you had to. It was a radio show. But it would be such a drain on the bandwidth and the resources of the computer that it wasn't even worth it half the time. It's better if you just kind of record it and then maybe edit it if you have to, and then just upload it so people can listen to it anytime they want.
Exactly, yeah. I'm going to put this one up right like 2 hours after we're done. It's going to be up. So.
Oh, it goes that quick, huh?
Yeah, it's not a big deal.
Oh, I thought it took like 24 hours to send it, like to submit it and have it posted on like.
Yeah, that's what we're trying to figure out, like Stitcher and iTunes, but our main thing at the moment is on YouTube, you know.
Right.
Like I'm putting it up there first, and yeah, then we'll go from there.
Okay, I hear you.
So, what kind of music are you into? You mentioned hardcore and.
Well, I mean, the label that I run is called World of Rock, but I wouldn't say it's a rock-only label. I mean, we're kind of open to everything. We're doing a 7-inch by a pop group called The Triangles. They're from Australia. We're doing a 7-inch with them next month. And I mean, I'm kind of all over the place. I like a lot of classic rock, a lot of modern. I've been a Queen fan since I was 3. Trying to think. Imagine a 3-year-old running around like Freddie Mercury. That was me.
Oh my God! A lot of records, Queen records.
For sure. I ended up inheriting. I think it's almost, if not all, the entire Queen discography on vinyl. I'm kind of proud of that. But mostly classic rock, some modern rock. I like. Trying to think. I like Buckethead. I like CKY. Kind of all over the place, really. Not too much radio though.
Yeah,
I can't say I listen to the radio.
Radio, not.
How is the radio over there? Like, how's mainstream radio and entertainment, at least in Germany?
Well, go Lucas.
Fucking sick shit. It's the same thing.
Okay, so it's like here.
Yeah, it's stupid mainstream stuff all the time. Same people over and over again.
Yeah, it's pretty much what it is here. It's like the same 25 songs on the radio on repeat.
Yeah.
And you wonder who's getting paid for that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm tired of it. I can't even. If I drive around and someone listens to the radio in the car, I'm like, dude, you don't have to listen to this shit anymore.
Yeah, and it's like people don't understand that there's a better way.
Yeah, that's.
And, you know, and it sucks because you don't even have like a community record store to go to anymore to trade in your records and buy new ones. You know what I mean? You don't have a sense of. It's like everybody gets their music from either the internet or the radio now, and it seems like it's just so disposable. Music is the sort of thing that you put on in your car while you're driving, and then as soon as you turn off the car, the music is gone, and it doesn't have a sort of tangible thing to it anymore. You know what I mean? Like, I just went to a record store today, maybe like 2 hours ago, and I took a couple of the records that we pressed. The very first record we pressed, it's a 7-inch vinyl of a band called Foreign Objects, who was a side project of CKY. I took 2 of them, 2 copies. I walked into the vinyl shop, not even a vinyl shop, music shop. They sold like CDs, vinyl, whatever. And I said, hi, I represent a small record label out of Summit, maybe 20 minutes away. And I came here with gifts on behalf of us. And I said, here, take these 2 vinyls. You can keep them. You could sell them. You could do whatever you want. But we are on the side of independent record stores. And we don't want that to go away because we grew up with that. And the guy's probably been in there by himself for the past 10 years wondering why isn't anybody coming in here buying music anymore, not realizing that, you know, the internet is where everybody gets their music. And the guy was like taken aback. He didn't know what to think. He said, whoa, really? Somebody actually cares that much to give us a couple records from their, you know, their stock? They're a label in 2014. Are they crazy? What do they think they're going to make money? But that's not what it's about. You know what I mean? We just want to do whatever we can to keep it alive. And
yeah, that's a good thing.
Doing it.
Plus, people are used to consume music in a really bad quality these days. If you compare like Led Zeppelin MP3 downloaded off somewhere and you fucking put the vinyl version on off of a stereo, it's a totally different experience, you know.
Yep. And a lot of people don't realize that. A lot of people think that no matter what MP3 copy they're getting off the internet, they think it's, you know what, that's just how the song is. But a lot of people don't even take into account that when you listen to encoded and compressed files and versions of songs, you're really not hearing the whole song. You're hearing a fraction of the song. You don't really realize that, but if you're an audiophile, you do. And if you put a vinyl with a vinyl that's being played on a very high-end system, or a very worthy system at least, you're going to hear everything the way it's meant to be heard from the artist. You know what I mean? Like I've recorded a couple albums myself, and you hear all these things in the tracks that you've recorded, but as soon as you convert them down to MP3 from Wave or whatever they were when you first created them, you're really losing a lot of the sound and the quality, and a lot of people don't realize that. So that's why I think vinyl is kind of the way to go for real music fans. I mean, at least they get the best of both worlds. They get the whole package as it was meant to be, and they also get, in a perfect world, a download to go with it so they can take wherever they want.
That's a good idea, yeah.
That's the way I think it should be. I mean, we grew up on CDs, right? But I can't even, after looking at a vinyl or looking at my vinyl collection, I can't think of going back to CDs. Why would I want a 5-inch square, you know, thing of artwork and something that scratches real easily when I can have the real thing? So that was the whole kind of MO we went into it. We just said, well, you know what, let's just do something really cool for a couple people that helped us out, and we were lucky enough to do it. Because Joey really helped me out over the last couple years indirectly, but you know, as far as motivation and stuff, he has a lot to give, so we're happy to give back.
Yeah, that happened kind of when I got into the band Tool. You know, mm-hmm. I went to this festival here in Germany, Rock am Ring, mm-hmm. and I saw them live. Then afterwards I checked them out on YouTube, listened to a couple songs, shitty quality. I was like, yeah, that's a good band. I'm gonna buy. I bought a CD, not a vinyl, but I bought a CD. Put it in I have a good stereo here, so I put it in. And mm-hmm. I heard totally different sounds. You know that on YouTube it won't even pick up those background sounds and the whole. Mm-hmm. It's like you listen to a different song, kind of.
It's true, yeah, it's true, and it's. I mean, if you how do I word this? I'm not even sure how to word it. Like if a band records an album, the way that they hear it is totally different than the way that everybody else is going to hear it, just from an artistic perspective. So I think in order for the artist to get across their point through their music, the best way they can is to put it out on the best possible format that they can, so that people can take from it the most that they can. You follow me?
Yeah, definitely.
Like if they put it out as a MP3 right off the bat, I mean, that's what everybody's going to go by. And for some bands, maybe some punk or hardcore bands where fidelity is not really the focus, where, you know what I mean, like the message behind the music is more the message instead of the sound, then it works. But I just feel like vinyl is the way to go if an artist really wants their vision to be picked up by everybody that listens to it.
Definitely. I think a lot of bands, like especially old school, older bands, if you listen to the music, it has a lot of layers, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
That's the point. And I feel like I'm not really big, I don't know anything about the technicalities, you know? But just kind of feel like if you listen to a low quality version, it doesn't pick up all the layers. Yeah, like it doesn't get through all what the song is meant to be.
Right. It really doesn't. A lot of the frequencies get cut out during the compression. And for some bands, I mean, a lot of bands kind of strive for that. A lot of lo-fi indie acts, you know what I mean? That's sort of the point. That kind of adds to their sound, the roughness and the garage quality of it. But a lot of bands, you know, they have a lot of layers in their music, and the best way to how do I word this one? The best way to get their vision out into the world would be to do it through a high fidelity format. Like, believe it or not, vinyl. You wouldn't think vinyl would be capable of that, but with a very capable system, you can do a lot.
Yeah, definitely. But the thing is, nowadays, like you said, a lot of music, I think, is meant to be like MP3 format right away.
Sure.
So
yeah,
it's not really a big deal with newer stuff, like the mainstream kind of stuff. But if there's, like, if you listen to Pink Floyd, let's say Pink Floyd, and you get a shitty MP3, you're missing out on so much.
I agree. Yeah, so exactly.
On the other hand, like, who's gonna miss out on anything when it comes to Justin Bieber? You know?
Good point.
Exactly. His whole audience.
If you fucking think about what a band like Led Zeppelin did recording wise, they thought about this shit. They had it all planned out. If you listen to that on a good stereo with the speakers placed correctly, and it fucking comes at you, it almost, you know, it becomes like a 3D kind of body, you know, the whole thing. That's not gonna happen with some fucking Justin Bieber or Katy Perry song, you know?
Yeah. Yep, exactly. And, you know, the record companies and the producers behind that type of music, they know that, and they know that the majority are listening either on the radio or they're downloading it, and there's no substance to it. It's just it's this groove that sort of plays in the background while you're doing your thing. And to me, that's not what real music listening is. It's almost like watching a movie. If you buy a new album, if you're really a fan of that album, you'll sit down with nothing to do and you'll listen to that album. You'll really take it in and you'll get something from it. That's real music.
Definitely. That's true. Right. You're not going to get your favorite band's newest album and just like put it on while you do all kinds of stuff. You're going to really sit down and go through every song, maybe then re-listen maybe to it 2 times. Like, it's not some background noise like this mainstream kind of stuff. But even that I can't handle as background noise.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, at least with vinyl, you can only put a certain amount of sound per side. I guess with a CD, you know, CDs have limits. I think they're like 80 minutes per CD. But with vinyl, a lot of bands back in the day had to write their entire album around the confines of a vinyl record. So they figured, okay, well, each side can contain between 20 and 30 minutes of music. So we really have to come across deliberate and really contribute something here within the time span of this one record, because if you're pressing a double album, well, your costs for manufacturing are going to go up greatly. So you really have to give it to a lot of classic rock bands for putting together something really cool to fit on this, this waxed thing that that holds your music forever and only has about 20 minutes per side. They really went above and beyond, you know what I mean? And it seems like now everybody has a studio, and every wannabe pop sensation has a studio in their bedroom, and they can come up with 100 million variations of a beat and turn it into a song, and then that's that. And I just don't think that's, you really have to have the right mindset and want to do things for the right reasons in order to make a really good record.
Yeah.
And Joey Diaz he does that. And a lot of people don't realize this, is that rock and roll doesn't exist in just music. It's a mindset. And Joey Diaz is rock and roll. I think we could all agree on that.
Definitely.
He's the closest thing to rock and roll that you can get, I think, at least in comedy. So I think that's why his record sort of fits well, in the world of rock sort of scheme of things. And that's why I'm glad he worked with us. But the thing is, and I know I'm kind of going on a tangent here, I'm sorry. The thing is, how I mentioned 20 to 30 minutes per side with vinyl. With comedy, you can sacrifice a little bit of like high fidelity because it's just him talking. You don't need quite the clarity that you might need on, say, a very layered rock record. You can sacrifice a little tiny bit of the quality for time. So that's what's going to allow us to press his entire record on vinyl. So we're really kind of, stretching the boundaries for his record. And I hope it's going to be worth it. I hope he likes it. I hope everybody likes it. I hope everybody that buys it really thinks that it's something cool, I hope it's something worth doing.
Definitely. That's like for every Joey Diaz or comedy fan, that's a good thing to have, in your collection. Yeah. That's especially like, I like your idea to put it out on vinyl, and at the same time, if you buy it, you get the digital download too, Because everyone wants to listen on your on your phone or when you're training or something like that, So that's a good thing to have too.
Yeah, you know what would be really cool? If pressing podcasts on vinyl was actual, it's not very practical, since each podcast, no matter by who, is at least, say, an hour. It wouldn't really make sense to put it on vinyl. But if you can imagine like a Church of What's Happening Now box set on vinyl, how ridiculous would that be?
Did you listen to the last one, Sunday Night?
Did I? I don't know. You know what? I might have. Was that the one with Sal Genoa on it?
Yeah, the porn director.
Yeah.
that was one of the best in a while, I think. They got
pretty good.
They were fucked up, man. They mentioned in the beginning they took like this gummy bear edible, and you could tell that in the middle of it, like after half an hour, it really kicked in.
Yeah, things start to slow down.
Yeah, Joey was fucked up, man. In the end, he kind of tried to pick up some from the ground. He almost put the whole table down with all the stuff on it.
No!
He was gone, man.
How did I guess I didn't see the whole thing. I thought I did. I gotta listen to it again.
That was
maybe
a
I
good
should
one.
Watch it.
Yeah, that's what I really like to because it's so great to see Joey's facial expression and Lee all red-faced, I really liked it. To rewatch it on YouTube either. Some people upload it on YouTube. And or you can just watch the replay on Ustream.
Yeah. Well, how do you guys do? I mean, do you guys consider it not really a pain in the ass, but do you consider it a hassle trying to do the podcast, sticking to maybe a loose schedule that you might have, or just the routine of recording and then going over it and uploading it? Does it ever get tiring after a while?
Well, we just started out, so
true.
It's not really. Yeah, and I have to say I don't edit it very much. I just add some music to it and normalize the sound level a little bit.
Yeah.
Put it on the same level. But it's not really a lot of editing. We're just press record. Then after like an hour, we just end it. You know, it's just a whole conversation. It's not like we go 2 hours and I put it into 1 hour.
Right.
You know what I mean? Just like it's pretty simple. But yeah, it's fun, man. We like you say, a loose schedule. Just whenever someone's down and has time, we are really flexible. Thing is just with the time difference sometimes a little bit, especially people on the West Coast. It's a 9-hour time difference.
Yeah, that's kind of rough.
Yeah, it gets a little bit. But yeah,
especially if you wanted to have Water Boxer on, forget about it.
Yeah, he got us into this, man. We just did this one podcast there for fun, like on Ustream, and he came up with the name "Don't Fake the Funk," you know.
Yeah. I was paying attention on Twitter when he came up with it. I remember the whole scenario. That's
funny. It's awesome, man.
He is, yeah.
Yeah, he just.
So which
was just his birthday, right? Yesterday, right?
Was it really?
I think yesterday.
Oh, I feel like a dick now. Now I gotta say happy birthday.
No worries. Yeah, happy birthday, Water Boxer.
Happy birthday, Water Boxer. He'll hear it.
He'll hear it.
Sure, I'll listen.
No
so
worries.
what do you guys got going on? What do you guys got going on besides the podcast, school? What are you guys up to?
Well, I'm big into, like I said, MMA, but just watching. Like I don't like to get beat up. But I'm doing jiu-jitsu, Brazilian jiu-jitsu.
I've been thinking about that too, man.
And it's awesome.
How do you like it?
It's awesome. I'm doing it for years now. But I had a couple injuries that kind of threw me back. So from all the years I'm doing it, almost 2 years sidelined, you know.
Oh, you were why? What happened?
I played soccer from age 5 to 18. And I had a lot of knee problems. And then when I started jiu-jitsu, I got in weird positions. Like when someone tried to pass my, well, this is now a little bit maybe too technical, but someone just pushed my leg down and my kneecap popped out.
Oh, shit.
This happened in like 18 months. It happened 3 times.
Oh, shit.
So it popped out, and then the muscle over the knee, it really kind of got very weak because I couldn't do much. So I had to do rehab, and yeah, just a real big pain in the ass. And also the mental part, going back into it and putting pressure on your knee in certain positions. You feel like, oh, it's gonna pop out any minute. You know?
Damn.
If it happens a couple times. Yeah, it's really damn painful. If your kneecap pops out, you can't straighten your leg anymore. And the first 2 times, I kind of did it myself. I felt like, man, I'm gonna pop this in right away. Just straightened my leg out like really by force, and it popped back in. And I was lucky that I got no like ligament or meniscus damage, you know, because it's really common that when your kneecap pops to the side, it rips everything apart. So I got lucky. I just had this muscle problem over my knee then, that it got really weak because I couldn't do much, and all the rehab, you know. And the worst part was the mental thing, though.
Yeah, I can imagine. Do you feel like you benefit from it a lot, though? I mean, at least in mindset and confidence, and because I mean, I'll go on these huge Joe Rogan motivational benders on YouTube, and a lot of it involves jiu-jitsu, and I mean, you could still kind of apply it to yourself even if you don't take part in training. But I've been thinking about it. I think it might do a lot of good.
Yeah, I love it, man. I'm really big into it. I love it. It's a really humbling experience at first, because you get into it and you're a beginner. You're gonna get beat up. Not beat up, because it's really gentle. You're gonna lose for like half a year at least. You're gonna be a loser, you know.
Right.
But in losing, they're still learning. So you just gotta accept that. And I think this helps you with everything. So you get humbled, and you have to appreciate it. In being the loser, sometimes you just have to come back the next time and not give up. Because a lot of people, they get into jiu-jitsu, they do it for 2 weeks, and then they're like, oh man, I suck at this so bad, I'm never getting any better. But you have to accept that it takes time. and just stick to it. Put the hours in, and yeah,
that's cool, man. What belt are you?
I'm a blue belt.
Nice.
4 stripes, almost purple.
Nice.
I got thrown back because of the injury stuff, and now I had the stomach flu going on, so not training for a week. But yeah.
Oh, that's no good.
Also, I switched trainers because I moved a lot. I lived in Spain, then I studied half a year in England, then in Portugal, and now I'm in Germany, so moving around a lot too.
Yeah, it's not gonna help.
Not every trainer is like, yeah, you're let's say if you got a couple stripes with this guy on your belt, like white belt, 4 stripes. But some trainers, they have like a little bit of a different system, so it's not always how do you say, it doesn't transfer always,
Right.
So it's a little bit, yeah. But yeah, I'm not really so looking after getting a black belt or whatever,
Right.
I've
been thinking about getting into it. I think I could benefit from it.
You're in a good area, man, for that.
For sure, yeah. I wouldn't even know where to start though. I'd end up. I mean, did you before you signed up? Did you go like sort of shopping around and like just kind of sitting in on the lessons and taking it in, or did you just say, you know what, let's just do it and see how it goes?
Well, I was into MMA before, and I watch a lot of Pride, this organization in Japan, where they had really this Bushido type of stuff going on, like big tournaments and fighting 20 minutes, 10-minute rounds. And I felt like, man, I got to do something like that. And I started Muay Thai after I stopped playing soccer. But yeah, I noticed really quick that wasn't really my thing to get beat up like that. Muay Thai, you get beat up weekly, like on if you go a couple times a week, you really feel it. And I also I already started getting little knee problems, so yeah, I stopped with that and then started jiu-jitsu. So
have you gotten choked out at all?
Oh yeah, a couple times.
Yeah.
Like
I've never even been choked out. Is that scary as it sounds?
Well, it's been a while that I got really choked out, but you get this, if you notice a choke is really deep, you get this tunnel vision,
Oh, okay.
So,
that scares the shit out of me, man.
And Jack Machado, he talked about it on Eddie Bravo Radio. He's like, everyone has a dream when you get choked out. Everyone has a dream. It's really like that because you get choked out and you wake up and you feel like hours passed, but you were only out for 20 seconds at the most.
Right.
You don't remember anything. You're like, shit, what happened?
See, that scares the shit out of me, man.
Well,
that scares the shit out of me.
It's kind of scary if you think about it, but it's not really damaging. Like if you do Muay Thai and you get hit in the head like crazy,
Right. Yeah, that's true.
So that's also a point. I always say, or a lot of people say, jiu-jitsu is for everyone because you can just go into a class as a beginner and you don't have to worry about getting beat up. Like, yeah, Lucas, you can get into that too. Like if you do boxing, you're the training dummy for half a year. You get boxed up. They beat the shit out of you.
Plus in jiu-jitsu, if you go in there, nobody's just gonna choke you out because you're a white belt. Nobody's gonna do that.
Right, I see.
You just have to tap and that's it. If you're getting choked out, you either just want it to happen or you waited too long to tap.
Oh, I see. Oh, so if you're in a choke or somebody's got you in a choke, you can kind of tell beforehand what's going to happen and you can tap beforehand without actually being choked out.
Oh,
like you'll be able to tell, right? Oh, okay.
Normally, if you get put in this choke from behind where someone puts the arm around your neck.
Yeah.
Rear neck choke.
Yeah.
It takes if it's applied correctly in a very good form, it's like 15 seconds at the most, and you go out. But you feel it. You get this tunnel vision. It's deep, and the blood supply to your brain isn't going anymore, and you notice that. But maybe if you're a beginner, you're like right away when someone puts the arm around your neck, you're already a little panicking, So a lot of beginners, they tap right away before it's even really deep, you know.
I see.
It doesn't really happen that beginners get hurt or choked out or arms broken, shit like that, you know. Doesn't really happen.
Well, the thing with the rear naked choke is that you're not cutting off the air supply, you're cutting off the blood supply, right?
Exactly. Because if you cut off the air supply, it takes a lot longer, you know, because people can hold their breath for like a minute and a half, a minute.
Right.
And yeah, there's different kinds of chokes there that you can apply. Like I think in judo, Lucas, it's more like a windpipe, like your forearm over the windpipe, right? Pressure there. And that's more like a pain submission. It hurts really bad, very uncomfortable.
Pata, for example, too.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, that's a jiu-jitsu move, though. And yeah, like you say, it's on both sides, on your neck. There's pressure on the
arteries.
Yeah, going to your brain, and if that's not flowing for 10 seconds, you're going out.
Right.
But yeah, you don't have to worry about that, really. It doesn't really happen.
I feel like I don't have any experience in martial arts, and I feel like everybody should have a little bit. And I feel like jiu-jitsu would be the number one go-to for that. And I feel like, I don't know, I think I might have to try to look into that and really see if that's for me. I have a feeling it is. At least for like the mental benefits.
Exactly. I think in jiu-jitsu that's a big part, the mental part, because in other martial arts, like we mentioned boxing, there's more like this physical pain you have to endure because you get boxed up in sparring. But in jiu-jitsu, you lose, but you're not really hurt. Right. Times it's just like more like a mental pain that you feel like the loser. But you just have to get over this. And after time, you get better. Like Joey Diaz, I think he talked about it on the last podcast. He said, if you go four times a week, you get beat up 4 times a week for a couple months. Then you get beat up 3 times a week. Then 2 times a week. And on 2 days of the week, you're the winner after time, you know?
Right.
That's how it goes. You're going to lose sometimes, but you're also getting better.
Right.
That's a big part of it. Yeah, should definitely get into it, man. I'm always telling everyone.
I should really look into it. I feel like it's one of those things where, and I felt this way since I was maybe 18. I felt this way about weed. I always believed in it. You know what I mean? Like I might not have had the best experience at first with it, but I always believed in it. Now I smoke every freaking day. But it's like I can see that there's benefit in it, and I can tell that I'll benefit from it. So I really have to look into it. How is the weed over there anyway?
Oh, the weed.
You guys smoke, right?
Yeah, definitely.
How is it over there?
Depends.
Would you say it's decent?
Yeah, you can get good stuff, but it's not really like there's always the possibility to get good stuff, you know. It's not a ongoing supply, you know what I mean?
Right.
Sometimes someone.
Plus, you have to have you gotta have some real connections, you know. I can barely talk right now, you know, but I've got some amnesia here. I've got some AK-47 here. I've got some good stuff, you know. But that's seldom, you know. You need some really good connection to get that going.
Yeah, I mean, like I'm in New Jersey, and even here, you just kind of take what you can get. I mean, if you know more people, good, you know, that's good. But even in Jersey, it's like, you know who you know, and you're going to get whatever you get. That's why I'm envious of living in, you know, Colorado or California, because goddamn, they're living in fucking paradise.
Yeah, and plus they don't. If you're out here and you're trying to get something going, you have to, you have to know how to behave yourself around criminals, basically. You know, if you're just an everyday guy, it's gonna be tough. You know.
Yeah, I hear you. And it's like, I smoke a lot because it helps me with my anxiety and stuff. And I know that if I lived in California, I'd be able to go to a doctor and get a prescription right away. You know what I mean? Because it's a legit thing. I just wish we could do that here.
Oh yeah, you can get the best stuff every day, every night, whenever you want. You can get the best stuff there. Just go.
Yeah, I hear Joey Diaz talking about it every morning. Oh, I walk down to the weed store. I'm like, man, you bastard.
That's
Yeah,
that's so fucking bizarre. That's even better than like coffee shops in Amsterdam. You just go into a dispensary and there's like a guy in a suit with a fucking
I know, right? It's all legitimate. It's weird.
Well, here it's crazy. Like some people who sell it, or they have smaller amounts of weed, they kind of share and give something away. If you ask them what kind of stuff is it, what do you got this time? You say, man, I don't even know. It's I think it's sativa. Like they don't even have a clue, you know. They just get it anywhere they can.
That's how it is here too. And I mean, you can get lucky here. Like I've had sour diesel recently, just because that was, you know, what I was able to smoke. But it's not like I had a choice.
Yeah, definitely.
And I feel like once everybody here does have a choice, then everybody will be able to really understand what it can do for you in terms of health benefits, because then you have the choice of choosing what kind you want and what you want to treat, and you know, if you have anxiety or if you have cancer, you know what I mean? Like here you can get it legally in New Jersey if you have, I think it's cancer, Crohn's disease, a couple other things. But once it's made legal medicinally for everybody, like it is in California, then I think we're really going to start seeing some cool things happen. It's all a matter of time, really. Just kind of have to wait it out and fight for it and keep fighting for it.
Definitely. I think the upcoming years there will be a lot of changes. Like
I think so, yeah.
I think it will only get better. There won't be a step back, you know. It's too late for that, or too late for that if you say you're against it. Like it's, you know.
Yeah. And now that our president came out and said it's no dangerous than alcohol.
Yeah.
Now the argument really doesn't hold any weight at all.
Yeah, but what kind of fucking cunt statement is that? It's Jesus Christ, it's way less harmful than alcohol.
Exactly.
That's like kind of admitting it, but not really, because
not really, right?
Hear it actually.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
What did he say? He said.
He said he really doesn't approve. He thinks it's still a vice and a bad habit, but he said it's no dangerous than alcohol to the individual user. And I mean, we can all figure out how convoluted and ridiculous that statement really is, but at least he's willing to say something like that in public, because then it's just going to start a snowball effect.
Or didn't he say he wouldn't want his daughters to take it or to smoke it?
Yeah.
Something like that?
Yeah, I would expect him to say something like that. You know what I mean?
I mean, yeah. Well, this position.
You can't expect to kind of go totally against it, because she's just playing the job of the president, I guess.
Definitely.
But I feel like it's kind of rolling in our favor. So if we wait it out a little longer and we keep doing what we feel is right, then I think we'll be all right.
You know what I really enjoy the most are edibles.
Yeah.
I'm really into that because sometimes I get some stuff that people make themselves here. They cook or bake some cookies or whatever, you know. But that's kind of a little bit risky.
It's very, very different, right?
It's different, and also a little. You never know what to expect, you know.
Right. See, I gotta be honest with you. I never even tried an edible.
Well,
I'm all smoke.
It's definitely different.
So I can't even imagine.
I got some chocolate from the Netherlands recently. Like it's called Kiva. It's this dark, really tasty chocolate and 100 milligrams THC. 180 milligrams. Like this girl from Belgium, she went to Netherlands and brought me like this chocolate. And I tried like a little bit because I heard Joey Diaz and other people talk about it. Oh, never eat the full thing, you know. Be careful, just a little bit. And I ate like half of a little piece. After 30 minutes, man, I was gone. It's really like totally different than smoking it. It's real more like almost like a light acid trip, something like that.
Holy shit!
Like,
really?
Lucas, what would you say? Like a light version, if you got some really, really strong edibles?
Yeah, but that depends on the guy who made it, actually, because most people don't really have it down, and then you got like butter with a couple of chunks of weed in it.
Exactly. But
you have to really get the right temperatures down and shit. But if you do, it gets pretty intense.
Well, I had this professionally made chocolate. This Kiva is a very good brand.
Yeah.
And yeah, this really kicked my fucking ass, man. Jesus Christ.
By the way, I just thought of that. The best cookies I ever ate were in Denmark, in Copenhagen. And there's this part of town that's basically a squat. The whole part of town is totally by itself. It's run by people themselves, and it's barricaded, no cops get in and stuff. And they have a thing called the Green Light District, and there's all these hippies and people that live there that sell dope. And there was this old guy who sold edibles only, like muffins and cookies and shit. And I went over and I said, I want cookies, but I want strong ones. And he sold me 3 cookies for the price of 2. And that day I sat on the beach and I didn't move for like 3 hours at least. My dog ran around me and I was just like staring at the ocean. I couldn't do nothing. I was Joey D's gone. It was tremendous.
Yeah, it can get kind of scary if you do too much of it, So because
you think you get a fucking heart attack.
Yeah.
Holy shit. See, I like smoking because it helps curb my anxiety. I have really bad anxiety. I don't know where it came from. I guess I always kind of had it, but it's been really bad the past couple years. And smoking has helped. And I tend to smoke to get my day started and to keep me active. So I don't even know. Like, if I tried an edible, that might totally go against my whole productivity thing. That might just fucking take the whole day out for me.
Yeah, it might if it's too strong and you eat too much. Yeah, it's definitely something where you have to plan ahead. You can't. Right. If you have to go somewhere driving, don't take an edible for it. Right.
Well, let me ask you this. I mean, if you have an edible, say you take the day off and you're going to eat an edible. I mean, what would you say you benefit from it? At least, like, I mean, do you feel like does it give you the same sort of well-being, and it kind of eliminates the edge that some people with anxiety might have? Would you say that it kind of has medicinal qualities and helps you stay mobile, or would you say that eating it is more of a strictly recreational thing?
No. It definitely can have or can cover those aspects if you want to, but the thing is, there's no way basically to dose it, because some say it's got like 160 milligrams, some say it's 180. How do you know how specific that is? If you test weed and it has that and that amount of THC in it, that's set. But for chocolate, that's kind of weird. You can't really tell like how strong it really is.
Yeah, that, right. And also you always react different to it, like depending on what you ate, how much you ate, and your mental state. Yeah, so it's not really predictable. So if I do it, I really do it like at night when I'm just at home. I don't have anything to do, just maybe laying down watching a movie, something like that. You get really into this meditating state. I feel like you're just really focused on one thing and no distractions.
Oh, I dig that. That's cool. Yeah, man, I can't believe I've never even tried an edible. I sound like a poser just saying that on a podcast. Yeah, I never even tried.
Nah. I mean, it's always if you get a chance, you'll maybe say yeah, I'll try that. But if there's some random dude offering you some cookies, it's kind of dangerous sometimes, a little bit.
Yeah. I did, it's funny. I did try 2 cookies under the impression that they were edibles, but I guess they were done wrong too. Because I don't think anybody that I know even has a grasp on that stuff yet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they just didn't do anything. So I ate 2 whole cookies thinking I was going to be fucked, and then nothing happened. So it's just like, you know what? I'll just smoke it. At least I can go about my day and do what I got to do.
Yeah, I don't really know how to make edibles. Really, I'm not really into the cooking, baking part. But I guess some people, they just throw it in the pan and burn the weed or something like that. Like they just burn it away.
Yeah, there's a trick to it.
Yeah, you gotta melt it into the butter or something like that. I'm not really sure.
Yeah, and I can't even cook a fucking egg, let alone that.
Exactly. Fuck that.
Like me personally, I bought a book on edible making, especially in a fucking head shop in Holland. I don't understand a single word that's in there. It's like this Dutch jibber jabber. I have no idea what it means. You know, like some words you can make out, but you know, you can still make out like the recipes and the temperatures and shit. And for the rest of it, it's just time consuming until you understand how it works with that, especially, you know. But if you have it down once, you can do it. It's not a problem.
Yeah. I feel like once you get the science down, it would
exactly, be yeah. But I need that shit like in a book illustrated, you know, not just words. I need something to look at. I'll fuck that shit up badly.
Guys, I think I might have to get back to work.
Yeah,
it's 3 o'clock. I think
we're going 1 hour 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming on. Really interesting.
Thank you so much for having me. It was fun, man.
And if you got a link or something to your World of Rock Records label there.
Yeah. We're on Twitter and Facebook. Facebook.com/World of Rock Records, and I'm on Twitter too. Twitter.com/World of Rock Recs, RECS. And I've been keeping in touch with everybody. You guys, Waterboxer, Cleo, everybody we mentioned. Twitter's fun, man. Everybody that I talk to on Twitter, we've all been making it fun.
Yeah, I have only good people there in community.
I heard that, man.
So
thank you so much for having me.
Thank you, man. Thank you, and anytime.
Thank you.
We can do this.
Take care. I'll be listening.
See ya.
Sure thing. Bye-bye.
All right.